Lincoln is a great place to live, but it's absolutely not for everyone. And honestly, Nebraska kind of admitted that a few years ago when our tourism slogan was, honestly, it's not for everyone. They've retired that now, and the newer campaign is Nebraska, all heart. And the funny thing is, both of those statements are kind of true. Because if Lincoln fits the life you're trying to build, it can be an incredible place to live. But if it doesn't, you'll figure that out about 6 months after the moving truck leaves, and that's a pretty expensive realization. By the way, if you're thinking about moving to Lincoln, Nebraska, I help people make that decision every single week. Just click the link in the description to get in touch. Even if you're 6 months or a year out, that's totally fine. I'd rather help you make the right move than recover from the wrong one. All right, let's talk about the real reasons Lincoln might not be the right place for you. Moving to a new city is exciting. New job, new house, new start. But the real fear people have isn't the boxes or the moving truck. It's waking up 6 months later and thinking, oh no, we should not have moved here. So instead of trying to convince you Lincoln is perfect, I'm going to do the opposite.
What?
I'm going to show you the real reasons some people decide Lincoln isn't for them, so you can figure out if it fits your life and your goals. You're the hero of this story. I'm just the local guide who's going to tell you the truth, even if it's slightly inconvenient. Let's start with the obvious. Winters in Nebraska are real winters. Snow is beautiful for about 24 hours. Then it turns into shoveling, slush, ice patches that try to assassinate you on your driveway. But honestly, it's not even the snow that gets people. It's January and February. Gray skies, cold stretches, wind that somehow goes through every coat you own. Let me paint you the picture. It's late January. It's about 14 degrees outside. You step outside and your nose instantly regrets your life decisions. You scrape your windshield. You own a snow shovel. You learn way too much about ice melt products. Now, some families love that. Snow days, kids building forts, hot coffee, football playoffs, that cozy Midwest winter energy. But if winter feels like something you survive instead of enjoy, that's a big part of your year to consider. The second thing that surprises people about living in Lincoln, Nebraska is the pace of life. If you're coming from cities like Denver, Austin, Phoenix, Chicago, Lincoln will feel calmer. Traffic? Basically adorable. You can drive across town in about 20 minutes. Parking is easy. And at first, that sounds amazing until you realize something. Some people are wired for speed, constant activity, always moving, always hustling. Lincoln is not chaos. Lincoln is steady, predictable, community-oriented. When people move here from big metros, the first thing they notice isn't the houses, it's the quiet. Some people absolutely love that. Others feel like they accidentally downshifted 2 gears. Neither one is wrong. It just depends on the life you're trying to build. Another thing to understand about Lincoln is the job market. Lincoln's economy is very stable, but it's not flashy. This city is built around industries like state government, healthcare, the University of Nebraska, manufacturing, insurance. Those industries create reliable jobs and long-term stability. But if you're coming from a hyper-growth tech hub where every other company is a startup and everyone's chasing the next IPO, Lincoln might feel different. I've had relocation clients tell me, man, I didn't realize how stressed I was living in my last city. Shorter commutes, lower cost of living, less pressure. I've also had people say, I miss the ambition buzz. Both are valid. Again, it just depends on what chapter you're in. Let's talk about travel. Lincoln actually has a very convenient airport. You can park, walk inside, and be through security in about 5 minutes. It's honestly one of the easiest airports you'll ever use. But here's the trade-off. You'll probably connect through Denver or Chicago. If you travel a lot for work, you'll get very familiar with the Denver airport. Now, Omaha's airport is only about an hour away and has a lot more flight options. But Lincoln is not Atlanta. It's not Dallas. It's Midwest travel math. Another adjustment for some people is nightlife and entertainment. Lincoln has great local restaurants, local breweries, college energy downtown, and a strong music scene. It's not Austin, it's not Miami. Big concerts and huge tours often go to Omaha, which is about an hour away. Lincoln's social life is more community-based. Here's what that actually means. You'll start recognizing people. The bartender knows your name. You run into neighbors at the grocery store. You see your kids' classmates at Target. For some people, that feels small. For others, it feels safe and connected. Lincoln isn't anonymous, and that's either comforting or uncomfortable. Let's talk about the geography. No mountains, no ocean, no dramatic landscapes. Lincoln sits in the Great Plains, rolling hills, wide skies, sunsets that honestly look like someone painted them. But if you're someone who needs mountains outside your window or ocean views every weekend, that's not Lincoln. What we do have is space, neighborhoods, parks, and a lot of quiet. Now, another thing people sometimes misunderstand about Lincoln is the cost of living. Lincoln is still more affordable than many major cities in the US, but it's not 2009 anymore. Home prices have moved. Rents have moved. Utilities are still reasonable compared to the big metros, but they exist. Lincoln rewards people who come here informed. It punishes people who assume everything is cheap. That's one of the reasons I make these videos, so you don't have to guess. So let me simplify this. Lincoln might not be the right place for you if you hate cold weather. You need constant big city nightlife. You want nonstop flights everywhere. You thrive in high-pressure, hyper-growth cities. You need mountains or oceans nearby. And honestly, that's okay. Not every city fits every person. But if you're looking for a stable city, a strong community, great schools, less traffic, a lower cost of living than major metros, and a place where your kids can ride bikes in the neighborhood, that's where Lincoln really shines. The goal isn't just to move somewhere. The goal is to move somewhere that fits the life you're trying to build. If you're trying to figure out whether Lincoln, Nebraska is the right move for you, I help people through that decision every single week. You can call or text me directly at 402-570-1661. Email me at timwoosley@nebraskarealty.com, or just click the link in the description to reach out. Even if you're 6 to 12 months away from moving, that's totally fine. I'd rather help you make the right move now than recover from the wrong one later. And if you're researching what it's really like to live in Lincoln, Nebraska, make sure to subscribe, because I post weekly videos about neighborhoods, the housing market, and what life here is actually like. No fluff, no weird sales energy, just the truth. I'll see you in the next one.